Thomas Jefferson is remembered as one of the greatest minds in American history. He wrote the Declaration of Independence. He helped define freedom, democracy, and the future of a new nation. But here's something most history books don't focus on. Behind the brilliance, behind the philosophy, behind the power, Thomas Jefferson had a deeply troubled relationship with money. So today, we're not asking how smart he was. We're asking something much more uncomfortable. Was Thomas Jefferson actually rich, or was he living a beautiful illusion while drowning in debt? Unlike many famous historical figures, Thomas Jefferson did not start from nothing. He was born into privilege. Land, status, and power were part of his world from day one. His family owned large plantations in Virginia, along with enslaved workers who maintained them. From a young age, Jefferson grew up surrounded by comfort, education, and opportunity. This early wealth shaped his confidence. It also shaped a dangerous assumption that money and land would always be there. Jefferson didn't just want a home, he wanted a masterpiece. Monticello was his lifelong passion, inspired by European architecture and classical ideals. But here's the problem. Jefferson was never satisfied. He rebuilt, redesigned, expanded, and modified Monticello again and again, even when he couldn't afford it. Every improvement added beauty and more debt. Monticello became a symbol of Jefferson himself, brilliant, visionary, and financially reckless. Jefferson loved knowledge, and he spared no expense chasing it. Books, art, scientific instruments, fine furniture, and expensive wine filled his life. During his time in Europe, he developed a deep love for French culture and luxury. That taste never left him. Jefferson didn't spend like a farmer. He spent like a philosopher living a gentleman's life, even when his income couldn't support it. Here's the great contradiction of Thomas Jefferson. He helped design America's financial system, yet couldn't control his own finances. As Secretary of State, Vice President, and President, Jefferson made decisions that shaped the economy of an entire nation. But personally, he avoided hard financial discipline. Bills piled up, loans grew larger, and Jefferson kept believing that future land sales would solve everything. Like many wealthy men of his time, Jefferson's lifestyle depended heavily on enslaved labor. Over his lifetime, more than 600 enslaved people worked on his plantations. Yet even with this forced labor system, Jefferson's finances never stabilized. The income simply couldn't keep up with his spending. It's a deeply uncomfortable truth, one that shows how wealth, morality, and power collided in early America. At his peak, Jefferson appeared wealthy. He owned land, buildings, and valuable property. But most of that wealth was illiquid. It looked impressive on paper, but produced very little usable cash. In modern terms, historians estimate Jefferson's assets could equal around $200 million today. But without liquidity, wealth quickly becomes a trap. When Jefferson died in 1826, the truth became impossible to hide. His estate was buried in debt. To pay creditors, his family was forced to sell Monticello, land, furniture, and even people. The man who helped write America's ideals left his family financially broken. It was a tragic ending and a warning. One final twist remains. Jefferson's greatest treasure wasn't land or property. It was his mind. His personal library, one of the largest in America, was sold to the U.S. government. That collection became the foundation of the Library of Congress. Even in debt, Jefferson still shaped the future. Thomas Jefferson proved something timeless. Intelligence does not guarantee financial success. Power does not equal stability, and wealth without discipline can quietly disappear. So how rich was Thomas Jefferson, really? He was rich in land, rich in ideas, rich in influence, but financially, he lived on the edge. And maybe that's the real story, that the man who helped define freedom was never truly free from debt.